Supreme Lord, eternal truth, let us obey thee alone and live according to truth. Om Anandamayi Chaitanyamayi Satyamayi Parame. Namaste, good evening, Bande Matram, welcome all of you. This evening we are having a beautiful topic today, the most expected topic, the topic to be understood, the topic to be carried, to be discussed, and the topic that is most helpful in moving the life into the life divine. The name of the topic of today's discussion is on life divine. This earthly life become the life divine. So everything we are going to discuss in the light of Sri Aurobindo's writing. So the topic of the discussion for today is on life divine. This earthly life become the life divine. In a couple of sentences, as written by Sri Aurobindo in Savitri, we can see 3 lines. We will see: nature shall live to manifest the sacred God. The spirit shall take up the human play. This earthly life become the life divine. Very much clear, no obscurity, nothing more to be tried, nothing more to be struggled to understand the line. Nature shall live to manifest the secret God. When there is a term used to manifest, means is yet to be manifested, unmanifested. Secret God, God still secret. The spirit shall take up the human play. Initial step was nature shall live to manifest the secret God. God is in secrecy, secret, and unmanifested position. So nature shall live to manifest the secret God. Then second condition is that the spirit shall take up the human play. If this condition is these two conditions are satisfied, then this earthly life becomes the life divine. So before going to deep in details, let us concentrate on the Sri Aurobindo's sayings in various aspects in different places about the divine life. Sri Aurobindo quotes, a divine life must first and foremost be an inner life. Nothing external, nothing outer is there. Mostly we are staying in the outer life only, on the surface and outer life, external life. But Sri Aurobindo quotes here, the divine life must be first and foremost an inner life. Nothing depends upon the outer life. We have to lead the life, inner life, in order to achieve the divine life. Second, the ascent to the divine life is the human journey. The journey is in progress. It is a progressive journey. Journey is there. So the ascent to the divine life is the human journey. Ascent means we have to get ascent. It is somewhere on the top. So the ascent to the divine life is the human journey. It is going on. From the time eternal, it is being carried out. After birth, life after life, birth after birth, stage after stage, it is going on. It is a human journey. The work of works. Many are the works done regarding these things, but this is the capital W, work of works. The acceptable sacrifice. Very neatly Sri Aurobindo has quoted. I want to quote it again. The ascent to the divine life is the human journey. The work of works, the acceptable sacrifice. Then Sri Aurobindo quotes in another another concept. The divine life will reject nothing. It has to reject nothing. That is the capable of divinization. The thing that is capable of divinization, the divine life rejects nothing. All is to be seized, exalted, made utterly perfect. So this transformation and perfection, the main list here in the quotes, nothing to be rejected that is capable of divinization. All has to be seized, exalted, and made utterly perfect. This perfection, that is the major, it has got the major role to play. The aim is perfection. In the divine life, all is for the sake of the divine, for nothing, not for any human being or anything. Everything is done for the sake of the divine. All is for the sake of the divine, not for the sake of the ego. There is no place of the ego, no trace of ego, no place for ego in the divine life. The divine life must always be actuated by the push towards perfection. Once again, Sri Aurobindo quotes, no place of ego, there must be an ascent, and there must be for the perfection and order. The major thing is that we need perfection. In divine life, there is no place of ego, only the place and point for the perfection only. Now we will see in few quotations on Sri Aurobindo Savitri as we have seen. Sri Aurobindo speaks of here, life is labored in a strange and mythic air, denuded of her sweet, magnificent sons, in worlds imagined, never yet made true. So, the lingering glimmer of creation's birds, one strayed and dreamed and never stopped to achieve. This is the position here in the course. To achieve would have destroyed that magic space. So life labored in a strange and mystic air. The air is mythic and strange, denuded of her sweet and magnificent sons, in worlds imagined, imaginary world. On creation's verge, one strayed and dreamed and never stopped to achieve. To achieve would have destroyed that magic space. So it was there, Sri Aurobindo speaks here. Life was a quest, but finding never came. We keep searching for the life. Life is there, but actually not yet achieved. Nothing is achieved still now. But the search is going on. We keep querying for it. Then Sri Aurobindo quotes her, ever since the consciousness was born on earth, life is same. Ever since the consciousness was born on earth, life is same in apes and demigods and beasts in man. Life is same, nothing has been changed, only the thing goes on. So Sri Aurobindo speaks of in another thing, life stared here to him with vague, confused outlines, offering a picture the eyes could not keep. A story that is yet not written there. This is life. So Sri Aurobindo in another point of time, Sri Aurobindo quotes, our life is a divine poem. As we know, the poems are written in different languages and people try to translate into their own language or language of the most demanded or most exquisite, the language which most people prefer. So, Sri Aurobindo quotes, our life, what we are leading is a divine poem, and it is our principle. We are here to translate into the human earthly languages. So this language, what is our life, it is not inside bound, it is not confined to this earthly life. So it is a divine poem, and we are here on earth in this lower hemisphere, in this confined and bounded hemisphere. We are here to translate it into the earthly languages. Then Sri Aurobindo quotes beautifully about the life. In a high state where ignorance is no more. Beautifully Sri Aurobindo quotes in step-by-step procedure. In a high state where ignorance is no more. Each moment is a wave of peace and bliss. There is no ignorance at all. In the second format, Sri Aurobindo quotes, each moment was a wave of peace and bliss. Repose God's motionless creative force. Action, a ripple in the infinity. So action is a ripple in the infinity, and birth a gesture of eternity. The sun of transfiguration still can shine, and night can bear its coat of mystic light. Just imagine, it has to change. There is a pressure for the change, and a sun of transfiguration still can shine, and the sun that is the sun of transfiguration still can shine, and the night can bear its coat to the core of mystic light. The self-cancelling, then very beautiful line, the self-cancelling and the self-uplifting paradox into a self-luminous mystery can change. Just imagine self-cancelling, self-uplifting paradox. This paradox into the self-luminous mystery shall change. Like this, before he has used, the sun of transfiguration still can shine, and the night can bear its core of mystic light. In the mystic night, there will be the presence of the core of mystic light. Night can bear its core to the mystic light. This mystic light will come, there will be transformation, and this will be transformation, self-cancelling, self-afflicting paradox into the self-luminous secrecy, mystery might change. Then, Sri Aurobindo quotes, then God could be visible here only after this fulfillment of these conditions. Then, Son of Transfiguration, it comes to the core like this transformation, perfection, the things he has used. Then God could be visible here. Here, take a shape. We don't have to go anywhere in quest of the gods. God could be visible here. Here, take a shape. Disclosed would be the Spirit's identity. The Spirit's identity, it is now closed. When the God will be visible here, here he will take a shape, then only disclosed will be the Spirit's identity. Life would reveal her true immortal face, because life's face now itself we see this is very much limited, very much mortal, very much confined, and very much finite. It is circumscribed. But life would reveal her true immortal face. But thing now itself it is not there, because but now a termless labor is her fate. Of the life's fate is a termless labor. In its recovery, Sri Aurobindo still assures there, and Sri Aurobindo tries to explain us the mystery of birth and death. In the recurrent decimal of events, birth, death are ceaseless iterations points. The old question mark margins its finished page. This is the thing Sri Aurobindo quotes in before us in many ways. Then after moving little up, Sri Aurobindo quotes, life grew into a huge and hungry death. A seeking mind replaced the seeing soul. Because why we are suffering, why the condition, why we are getting down. A seeking mind replaced the seeing soul. Two things are, one seeing soul, another is seeking mind. So seeking mind replaced the seeing soul. Life now grew into a huge and hungry death. The spirit's bliss now changed into a cosmic pain. So we are now suffering that original bliss, that original freedom has been taken away from us. Then Sri Aurobindo again moves in this direction. Sri Aurobindo quotes here, the superconscient screen was ripped by thought. The superconscient screen was ripped by thought. Idea rotated the symphonies of sight. Sight, it has got a symphony, and idea rotated the symphony of the sight. Sight, again this sight, it was a flame through from identity. Life was a marvelous journey of the spirit. Then only comes the life's marvelous journey. Life was a marvelous journey of the spirit. Feeling away from the universal bliss. How shall we know that this is a marvelous journey of the spirit? Feeling away from the universal bliss. This is the position, this is the imagination. Sometimes we feel and sometimes we see. Then Sri Aurobindo quotes again here, there was no act, no movement in its vast. Life's question made by its silence died on her lips. The world's effort ceased, convicted of ignorance, finding no section of supernal light. There was no mind there with its need to know. There was no heart there with its need to love. All person perished in namelessness. Just imagine there, life had a question, but the answer was not there. So it was a lonely thing. We are while pursuing the unknowable, we can see it. So later we will go to the point of discussion. Sri Aurobindo quotes here very nicely. Sri Aurobindo has the beautiful speak. Life now became a sure approach to God. While life is lingering, we have seen life is lingering, life is moving forward, life is being carried out. Sri Aurobindo speaks of life now became a sure approach to God. Existence, a divine experiment. And cosmos, the soul's opportunity. The world was a conception and a birth of spirit and matter into living forms. So, this is the thing, and nature bore the immortal in her womb. This thing, it is going on, and we are seeing. So, while concluding the points, we are coming here. Life, man calls, but the answer is there. It is there, God and God and God. So, what we have to do? If our souls could see and love and clasp God's truth, its infinite radiance would seize our hearts. Third condition is that our being in God's image be remade. Then earthly life become the life divine. Thank you. Vande Mataram.